Hello, welcome. My name is Ansu, and today I wanted to talk about all the books or series that I want to read in 2022. So let's talk about all of those books. First series that I need to complete is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. I believe the last book is called A Sky Beyond the Storm. I read the first 3 books, which is up here, and I really did enjoy when I did read it. But now it's been a while because I'm pretty sure like the first book came out in 2015 and the last one came I think in 2020 or 2021. I'm not too sure. But I have not read it and I've not finished the series, obviously. So we're following around like 2 different sets of characters, if I'm not wrong. One of them is Elia, who is a slave, and on the other hand we have Elias, who is a soldier. So under like the empire that they're living in, if you're defiant, you're basically killed. So the people who are defiant and don't like stand up and for the emperor will be killed, their family will be murdered too. It's just not a good way to live if you're against the emperor. This world is kind of inspired by ancient Rome, and that's how it goes from there. And Lia's brother has been arrested for treason. In exchange for help, some rebels approached her and they were like promising her to rescue her brother, and she will have to risk her life to become a spy in like the empire's greatest military academy. This is where Elias, one of our other main characters, is in. He's also a soldier, like I mentioned earlier, and he's the school's finest soldier. We soon realize that Elias is one of those people who is also against the empire, but obviously he's not like vocal about it, and things go from there. There's a lot of rebellion and it's just a fun story. It has a lot to offer, but I did not finish the last book and I'm hoping to get to it this year at least. It has been a while, so I think I have to like go on some website to get a huge synopsis in order to figure things out, but like it's been a while. I feel like I need to finish reading it at this point. The next one I want to talk about is Waybearer by Jordan Ifueko. I have heard a lot about this book on Booktube and I really just wanted to get to it. I did get a copy of it from the library, so this one I'm not 100% sure what it is about, but I think there's this main character who's kind of living in isolation. Her mother, or like her adopted mother, rarely ever comes to see her, and she's living in isolation throughout her entire life. And one day Teresai has to go to this empire, I guess, of Aritsar. She has to compete with other children in order to like gain a family, essentially. Like they're really close in that case, but she has to go there and get all of that for herself, but she's to really fight in order to get to that position. That's how like this book is kind of set, and I think it's going to be very adventurous. It just sounds very good. A lot of people have been raving about it and I'm just really pumped to see what I think about it. The next one is another series that I really need to finish. It's the Nevermore series, particularly the book Wondersmith by Jessica Townsend. I did read Nevermore last year and I really enjoyed it. Some of the characters that are involved in it are just funny, so endearing, and I really enjoyed it. Did I get through the rest of the series? No, I did not. It is a middle grade fantasy. It's not something that I gravitate towards always, but this one is just so fun. It's very whimsical and I was genuinely enjoying the first book, so I cannot wait to get to the rest of the series. We're following around this character called Morgan Crow, who is said to be cursed, and on the day of her 11th birthday, called Eventide, she's going to die. The night before her 11th birthday, this man named Jupiter North kind of whisks her away into Nevermore, which is a magical land. She learns about magic, she realizes that she has some abilities, and also some people are trying to hunt her down to still kill her. There's so many things that are going on, and she has to go through this quest to kind of fit in to Nevermore to ensure her place is actually set in Nevermore, and she has to go through all these trials and tribulations, and it's just such a heartwarming, lovely story about an 11-year-old girl trying to figure out her place. Jupiter North is such a funny, sweet character. I really enjoyed reading from like him. It's just a lovely, sweet book with good friendship and just a familial aspect. It's just really sweet. I was really enjoying it and I'm hoping to finish the rest of the series this year. The next duology that I want to read and finish is King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo, and that's the second book that I want to get to, is Rule of Wolves. I finished the first book like 2-3 years ago whenever it came out. I read it really quickly. I enjoyed it. It was not like my favorite ever. It was definitely a really good book and I had a good time reading it. If you didn't know who Leigh Bardugo is, she's the one who wrote the Shadow and Bone trilogy, Six of Crows duology, all that kind of stuff. They're all intertwined. Like all of these books are kind of set in the same world. I think when I read the first book in the series, that's when I realized that all these characters are in the same world, which is really surprising to me because it didn't read like that. This one follows around this character called Nikolai, and he's trying to go through life. I'm not too sure. I kind of forgot what King of Scars was about, but I think he has to deal with a bunch of monsters and stuff like that. It's a really fun series overall. I had a good time reading the first book. I think I gave it like 3 or 4 stars, so I'm really looking forward to getting to this one. This is also a chunker. It's like 580 pages, so good luck to me, I guess. Okay, so this next one I really want to try and finish is the Wicked Fox series by Cat Show. I did finish the first book and I need to get to Vicious Spirits by Cat Show. I think I gave the first book 3 stars and I read it last year. It was, in my opinion, it was just okay. Like, it was not as great as the hype that was surrounding it. It was not the best book that I had ever read or anything. The ending made me want to like try the second book at least, just give it a shot. I'm not sure if this is a duology or not. This one follows around 18-year-old Mi-young, who is also secretly a gumiho, which is a 9-tailed fox, and this creature is essentially going to devour the souls of men in order to survive. And since no one really believes his old tales, it's quite easy to kill some evil men that people will not miss. And I believe this is set in South Korea. There's a couple of different perspectives. You're following another character named Ji-hoon, who is completely human, but Mi-young ends up actually saving his life from another creature, and they kind of strike this weird friendship slash relationship slash animosity kind of a relationship. It goes from there. The thing that I didn't like about the book, like the first book, Wicked Fox, mainly was the main character. I didn't like her. I just thought she was very whiny and she didn't really know what she was doing in any way, and I just felt like she could have done more to help the people that she loved, and she just didn't seem to do anything. She just felt super weak to me, but I'm hoping she'll redeem herself in Vicious Spirits. I've heard a lot of lovely things about the series overall, so like I'm like really hopeful. This book came out in 2020, so it's still fairly new and I need to finish the series as well. The next duology that I need to finish is These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. I did finish the first book last year and I need to get to the next one, which is Our Violent Ends. We are in 1926 Shanghai, where we have like 2 different groups of people that we're kind of following. We have 2 different gangs who have a blood feud against each other, following around the 2 different heirs of these gangs. One of them is Juliet and the other one is Roma. So this is kind of based off of Romeo and Juliet, as you can tell from the names of these characters, kind of. I'm honestly just assuming that our main characters are going to die, just like Romeo and Juliet. I'm not too sure, honestly. Roma and Juliet specifically have some kind of a past that they're not really talking about, and there seems to be this like pandemic of sorts where something happens to all the people living in Shanghai and they're mysteriously dying by like literally tearing themselves apart. There seems to be a monster in the shadows, and Juliet and Roma kind of team up to figure out what is going on. Obviously, no one from their gangs really know that they're working together because that is not going to end well, and they go from there. This book is only like 450 pages long. What I personally thought that it should have had a little more pages in order to explore a lot more of the concepts. The relationship between Roma and Juliet needed to be explored a little further, trying to understand like what happened in the past exactly. Like, that was very quickly done. It's a very fast-paced book, honestly. Like, in my opinion, I felt like it was pretty fast-paced. I got through it really quickly, but if there was a little bit more detail, I felt like it would have been a lot better. I forgot which character it was, but there was one character who was a friend of Roma that I really enjoyed seeing from, and the ending of this book is the only thing that really sold me. Otherwise, I thought it was just a very mediocre book, and I think I gave it like 3 stars, but the ending really sold me. That's why I want to continue with the rest of the duology, like the rest of the series, and see what it has to offer truly. But yeah, like it was not my favorite book or anything. I just really liked that ending and I just wanted to see how it goes from there. The last book series that I want to talk about today is Foundry Side by Robert Jackson Bennett. This one has been on my shelf for way too long. I feel like it's been on it a year or 2 and I just need to get to it. I'm pretty sure it is a trilogy, and we're following around this character named Sancier who gets this opportunity to like steal this mysterious artifact, and she's on the run with it, but obviously like some people figure out that she has it and they're trying to hunt her down to get this artifact. Instead of getting away to escape Taiwan, which is where she's from, she ends up kind of intertwined with this like murderous conspiracy. She does not know what to do. She's on the run now. In order to survive, Sansia has to get all kinds of help, but obviously she has to be careful with the people that she chooses to help her. And that's all I know really, but I feel like it's really high stakes and I'm just really excited to get to this one. I'm pretty sure it's like an adult fantasy, so it's just going to take its sweet time. So we'll see. I'm definitely very excited to get to this though, so yeah, I'm like really looking forward to it. Alright guys, so all the books that I wanted to talk about, all the series that I want to finish in 2022. This is very feasible, probably not, but I'm just very pumped about reading some of these books and I'm really looking forward to getting to them soon. Again, are these the only series? No, there's definitely a lot more on my shelf itself that I would like to get to one day. I don't know if that is going to be this year, if I'm going to be completely fair, but I'm going to try my best to get through everything on my shelf as well. Also, comment down below all of the series that you would like to finish in 2022. I'd really like to know, and if any of these series are like your favorites or not so much your favorites, let a girl know so I can like drop my hopes a little and not get disappointed. But yeah, let me know down below. If you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Ansu. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified every single time I upload a new video. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you all next time with another one. Until then, I'll talk to you all in the comments. Bye!